Hi, everyone. I'm Dr. James Smith Jr., and welcome back to another episode of the Dr. James Show. Now, this particular episode is going to be pretty special to me. Why? Because we are moving into our fourth season of the show. Time sure does fly. Let me give you a little history of how we got here. Prior to the pandemic, we were planning to do the Dr. James Show, but it was going to be live at the Pyramid Club, live audience. The guests would come in, sit down, chop it up, hors d'oeuvres, some wine. It's going to be a music. We were looking forward to it. Then the pandemic hit, and we had to scramble, and we decided we'll still do the show, but we're going to do it virtually, and we have been doing it virtually ever since. Thank you for joining us. You're not going to be disappointed. Our guest for today's show, Dawn Angelique Roberts. Let me share a little about Dawn. Dawn is an energetic, detail-oriented team player, an award-winning communication professional with over 25 years of experience in journalism, media relations, sports marketing, and event management. Dawn's an advocate for heart health and was recognized recently as a heart champion by the American Heart Association, and she was awarded the Woman of Impact Award from the American Heart Association for her work, in the community. Let's welcome to the show, Dawn Angelique Roberts. What? How are you doing today?
I'm great. Hello, everyone.
It is so great to have you. I'm ecstatic to share your story. It's a moving story. It's a compelling story. It's an evolving story.
Yes.
Now, did you get your workout in this morning, or are you going to do it after work today?
After work today.
Okay. I always get mine in the morning. After work, I'm done. I don't want to think. I don't want to read. I just want to chill.
I agree. I'm normally a very early riser. I was up early, but I decided to do a little something different this morning.
A little something. And can you know, I don't want to get in your business. I don't want to get in your business. In your bio, I shared your connection with the American Heart Association.
Yes.
Before I ask you to elaborate, we have a short video with you sharing part of your story. Let's take a look at the video.
February is American Heart Month. A majority of heart disease and stroke may be prevented by lifestyle changes like eating healthier and being more physically active. Get the facts at heart.org.
So when did this partnership begin, and why did it begin?
Wow, let's see. I actually reached out to the American Heart Association because I had, as they call it, a heart event. And yes, a heart event. And it's so funny because there's so many ways I can start with the conversation, but I'll start here. So I contacted the Heart Association because, again, of my heart event in 2019. I went to see a cardiologist, and I went to see a cardiologist because I was turning 50. Okay. So as you can imagine, whether it's the big 30, the big 40, for me, it was a big 50. I'm like, okay, I'm going to get everything checked out.
So you were being proactive. You were being proactive.
Being proactive. And I want to share this also. So I have a nutritionist, and this will come up as we continue talking. I have a nutritionist slash I always call him my accountability partner, Tose. So he's like Mr. Delaware. So he's amazing. So I was going to Tose, and my son and I could bring him along with me, and we used to go see Tose, and we run up the stairs. So running up the stairs, one day I felt a little out of breath. And my son was like, "Oh, mommy, I'm okay. I get out of breath." I'm like, no. Mommy doesn't get out of breath.
Were you startled? Were you stressed, or was it just, it's one of those things?
Well, you know what? It's so funny. For to me, I think it was just God speaking to me. Because
Right.
typically, and I always say typically or jokingly, I say, oh, and I don't get out of breath. I'm a marathoner, I'm a runner. But yeah, the average person would get out of breath running up steps. So running up steps, running down, I didn't really run down them, but running up.
Yeah.
Sounds like a thing for me to go as I was going to see Jose. Even Jose was like, oh, Dawn, you're okay. But after doing it a few times, and again, approaching 50, I said, you know what? Let me go see a cardiologist. So the reason I started out with a cardiologist was because my business partner, Kendra Todd Dixon, with our company Elite Access Running, she had a hole in her heart at birth that went undetected. So I had a number of factors: the turning 50, this feeling like I could like, am I out of breath? Am I okay? And just knowing Kendra's story. So I contacted the cardiologist and he said, oh, everything's fine. So apparently I checked all the boxes, and I say that because he's the previous cardiologist. When I contacted initially, he said he was a marathoner like myself. So we talked and everything, shared stories.
Dawn, let me interrupt for a second.
Sure.
Dawn just indicated she's a marathoner. She is the epitome of athleticism. She runs, she rides bikes. So that's why she was startled with being out of breath, because this woman runs 26.2 miles like it's a block. Doesn't get tired. So she goes to the cardiologist, and this happens.
Definitely. So the cardiologist said, nothing's wrong with you. You check all the boxes. You're eating healthy. You're moving. So I'm like, okay, I'm good. So this is all before 50. So three months forward, my son and I, again, we're in Florida for the National Association of Black Journalists Convention in ABJ, and I coordinate our annual 5K. So all week I'm measuring the course, walking it, running it, riding the bike. Everything was fine. Race day went off really great that Saturday. That Sunday, my son and I did the course so we could earn our medal.
Right.
And so my son at that time to do like a walk run. It turned out that walk run was very beneficial for me because during that walk run session, my chest started hurting. Again, this was 3 months after visiting the cardiologist. So I'm like, what's going on?
Did you stop? Did you drink water? Did you let others know, or did you do the Dawn thing and kept running?
Yeah, right. My son and I just proceeded to do a walk run. But at the same time, I'm like, okay, I'm listening to my body because I know my body as an athlete. And as I share this story, it's for a reason, because if anyone's listening, as folks are listening here, I want everyone to start moving. Not to say that you have to be a marathoner or even a runner. I need you to walk to the corner, walk to the stop sign, wherever you are in your community, start walking. Because I know for a fact, if I wasn't moving, I would not have felt this. Yes.
So what was eventually uncovered? What's your heart ending or your heart story?
Exactly. Moving ahead, right? So I went back to that same cardiologist, went back in, told him everything I'm sharing with all of you. Again, did all the tests, EKG, echocardiogram, stress tests, etc. Repeatedly. So at this time, he still said the same thing. Everything's fine. Nothing's wrong with you. By this time, I'm like, you know what? I got to get out of here. Because he went home and say that nothing's wrong with you. Get out of here. Go see a neurologist. So he's saying it's all in my head, right? But I know for a fact I'm feeling this. So I thankfully I had a service that I think that everyone should have. It's called Grand Rounds.
Okay.
They're like a partner with you, because at the time it was hard to get a doctor because sometimes you have to wait. So the process of waiting, I'm trying to figure out what's going on. So I'm talking to pulmonary doctors, cardiologists, and sharing my story just as I'm sharing with all of you. And they, again, agreed that I needed to press on. Found a cardiologist, went back home, Temple Health, found a cardiologist that listened to me, that That's the difference, everyone. She listened. And it's so funny. As I share my story, I'm bouncing around for a reason, because to this day, we serve on panels together, my cardiologist and I, my best buddy, one of my best buddies now. So she said to me that she listened to me, but I said to her that you saved my life. Your team saved my life. She said, no, you saved your life. The fact that I shared with her, had my little notebook, I shared with her everything that was going on. And this is the profound part. She said, Dawn, you worked out every day. You did the things that you needed to do. You were eating correctly. You were eating right, eating healthy. You were moving. That helped your outcome. So all that to say that the reason they found, in addition to her listening to me, her team took an extra step with the stress test. Because if you can imagine with a stress test, being a marathoner, if you ever did a stress test, the stress test is a treadmill run, a very easy treadmill run, which was like a piece of cake. In this case, they had me run. I was running really fast, everyone, because by that time, I'm like wanting to know what's going on, right?
Sure.
And at that time, I had decided to stop running until I figured out what was going on. So I felt good running on the treadmill that day. And the difference was it had me stop abruptly. That's what got it. I stopped abruptly, and they realized that my heart recovered a little slower than normal. So moving forward further, they put a catheter in my wrist. They put a catheter in my wrist and found out, mind you, they didn't know what was going on. They put the catheter in and found out I had 99% blockage in my left anterior artery. It's often called a widowmaker. They're looking at me like, with Temple Health being a teaching hospital, they're looking at me like, how are you functioning? They don't know how I'm functioning. You know how I was functioning as I learn and research more? As an athlete, your heart is strong. So that's how they missed it. That's how they missed it.
So if you weren't the athlete that you are, if you weren't the runner, the biker, worked out every February, we might be reading about you.
You'd have been like, oh my God, she was such an athlete. She was this and that. I'm telling you, that's why they say heart disease is a silent killer. So I'm a face of heart disease right now. So meaning that, what does heart disease look like?
When you found out, when they gave you that news, how did it land on you? And what did you start thinking about your future?
Well, when they first told me I had to wait, I'm like, because when they figured out first, so initially they said, okay, we need the Dr. Islam, Dr. Sabrina Islam to come in. She'll talk to you. I'm like, at the time, they made it seem like really serious. So I'm like, okay. And it was such a blessing. I'm telling you, God puts you in the right place at the right time.
Sure.
So I went to Temple Health again because of Kendra. Kendra's husband works at Temple Health.
Look at God. Look at God.
Yes, look at God. So he sat with me. He sat with me because I didn't know what was going on. So by the time they told me, they said, we have to see what's going on. He sat with me because they did all the, I guess, with the paperwork they do at hospitals with all the insurance and everything. So I sat there and waited, and we're just telling jokes or whatever, trying to figure out what was going on. And I'm telling you, it was so evasive. I mean, they went in my wrist. I'm looking at my wrist right now. Like, I don't even know that if it wasn't me, I wouldn't have realized that this happened, because I've heard of stories that they've done different things. They go through your groin or your hip or different ways. But I'm just so thankful that I had this outcome, because as I share my story in different circles, I'm meeting people coming up to me after I talk and said, oh my God, my husband had this, or I was in a coma. I don't remember. It's so many different outcomes, everyone. And I'm telling you, my story, I didn't initially realize how serious it is or how serious it was. Only reason I know now is because talking more about it and researching it and talking to my doctor, because she wants me to talk to other people, because she has a patient very similar to me. The only difference is she doesn't remember anything.
Wow. And
she's depressed, and a lot of different things are happening. But I'm just like, wow. But I'm telling you, it's a testament to moving. We all have to move, whether we want to or not. Walk, walk more, walk a little longer, whether you walk a little, park a little further at the grocery store. So if I can just tell anyone what to do differently, eat a little healthier. I'm not saying you have to go cold turkey and just drink water, but you have to put down the soda, put down the chips.
No,
you can't
not the
all the
chips.
time. Not all the time.
Put
Maybe
down
for
the
special
fast food.
occasions.
You talked about the heart walk.
Yes.
We have another brief video
Okay.
highlighting the significance of the heart walk and what you've done in the past. So let's take a look at the video featuring Dawn and the heart walk. Let's take a look.
Taking aim at the leading cause of death in the United States, the Philly Heart Walk is back this weekend, raising awareness about heart disease. CBS 3 health reporter Stephanie Stahl joins us with a special message from a survivor who will be participating. Hi, Steph.
Hi, Jessica. Be your own health advocate. That is especially important for minority women who can face gender and racial bias, and that can sometimes lead to being misdiagnosed. That's exactly what happened to one woman who will be part of the Philly Heart Walk tomorrow. Dawn Roberts is a marathon runner, the picture of health, until suddenly
My chest started hurting, and it wasn't normal. So I'm like, what's going on?
she went back to a doctor who had given her a clean bill of health and was told,
Nothing's wrong with you. Get out of here. Go see a neurologist.
research has shown women with undiagnosed heart disease are more likely than men to be dismissed or inaccurately diagnosed. It's even worse for minority women. Medicine is not immune from sexism and racism.
It's really disheartening.
Kayari Crenshaw is with the Heart Association.
And really important for people, clinicians and others, to really understand how implicit bias can kind of creep into decision making and how it can have an important impact on outcomes.
When Dawn switched doctors because the pain persisted, she ended up with a stent.
Finally diagnosed with 99% blockage in my left artery, and I'm told that that's considered a widowmaker.
That was 2 years ago. Now she's back to running and feeling great, excited to be part of the Philadelphia Heart Walk Saturday, the first in-person heart walk since the pandemic began.
I just thank God that, again, I persisted. I want to encourage everyone to keep advocating. If something's not right, to know your body, listen to your body.
Such an important message. Now get this, Dawn will be celebrating her 52nd birthday tomorrow at the Philly Heart Walk that happens at 8 a.m. at Citizens Bank Park. We have a lot more information for you. CBSPhilly.com, click on health. Back to you guys.
And a happy early birthday.
Dawn, when you see that, when you watch that, how does it make you feel? What does it make you think?
Oh boy. I'm like an emotional.
Do I see a tissue issue? Do I see a tissue issue?
Yes. I get emotional because I've heard of so many stories. I've heard of so many stories. Being a coordinator at different races and running different races, something that you don't hear about, that at the end of most races, whether it's a marathon, a half marathon, a 10-miler, someone passes out. Yes. Wow. Yes, and oftentimes, I believe it's from undiagnosed heart disease. And again, when I share my message to people, I find that it hits so many different circles, so many different dynamics, so many different demographics. That's the word I'm looking for. Because again, as a runner, you don't know it. You may feel something like, oh, maybe I'll take a rest today, a rest day. You go back out. But one of the things I really share, in addition to everything we've spoken about so far, is you have to know your family history. I didn't always know my family history.
Wow.
My grandfather died at age 45.
Oh.
And I spoke with a young man just recently. He mentioned that his father died at 50. No, pardon me. His dad died at 47. His aunts, uncles died in the late 40s. So when he approached that age, I'm proud to share that he's now 60 now, 65. When he approached that age, of course, he experienced fear. And he's not the only one. I'm not the only one. There's so many different factors out there. And I have a cardiologist that I follow on social media, on Twitter. He was on recently on a podcast. He mentioned that we can't outrun our genes.
I
You
know
know?
my
Yeah.
father died of a heart attack when he was 59.
Yes.
So during that year, my 59th year, you know what I was thinking every day. And unfortunately, I'm still here. I'm 61 now, but knowing, like you said, knowing your family history is so important.
So
Let me
important.
ask you this, Dawn. We live in a time of party, happy hour, restaurant-centric places, beer gardens, fast foods. Why now? Why is it so significant for us to not just become more heart conscious, but health conscious? Why now?
Yes, yes. Excellent question. One of the things I've been speaking about during this pandemic that we're in, and it's so wild that we're still in this, right? So one of the things I talked about at the beginning of the pandemic was just being healthy, because when you talk about the impact of African Americans dying, we were dying at higher rates because of the different diseases, whether it's heart disease, whether it's diabetes, cancer. And so we have to take care of our immune system. Taking care of our immune system, it looks like, washing your hands, as they say, the basics, washing your hands, before, after, all the different things. Just basic stuff. Eating healthier, eating those veggies that our grandparents, our mommies, our aunties have told us to eat. Moving, just doing some kind of daily exercise. All of that builds up our immune system, so when things come to attack our bodies, we can fight it off.
Wow. Like COVID.
Like COVID. Yes. And it hasn't left us. We're still wearing masks in certain circles. And I'm hearing that we have to continue, because unfortunately, we're going to things like baby showers and weddings and conferences. And unfortunately, we're coming home and like, oh my gosh.
What gets in the way of our having that mindset? Everything you're saying is so on point, it's so compelling, it makes sense. People don't do it. Now a lot of people do work out, the places, the gymnasiums, the spinning, you see that. But I don't think collectively we're at the level that you're talking that we need to get to. What gets in the way?
Yeah, it can be tricky. It can be tricky, and as everyone's listening, as I'm speaking, I'm in that as well. I would say just start where you are. Start where you are. So, for example, it could be your birthday today. Yeah, you want to have a little extra, have an extra piece of cake or a piece of cake, drink a little something different, but then go back at it the next day. You know what I mean? It's not over. Don't say, "Oh man, I messed up." Right. It's every day is a start, is a brand new day, a dawn of a new day.
I love that, a dawn of a new day. And you said to start something. And one of my favorite quotes is, "Don't let your start be your stop."
Yes. And I like to say, definitely. And I like to say, start where you are.
Now, you mentioned that you've become the face of the American Heart Association. You're doing more speaking now. You're in my lane now. You're speaking now. Tell us about that and what that's meant to you to have that mic, the privilege of the platform, and you're talking about real life situations and how significant they are.
Yes. It's definitely, as I get emotional, it's bigger than me. It's bigger than me, because I should say that my sorority sister, Jane Little, I was speaking to Jane prior to finding out what was going on. And I think the day I came home, because I should say this, all I did was stay overnight. I mean, it was amazing. My outcome, I'm telling you, the grace of God. My husband called me and was like, "Do you want me to come?" I'm like, "Nope." I'm going to, because he was with my son. I'm like, "I'm going to sleep. Come get me tomorrow." So as I say that, so the next day I got home and saw Jane Little. She was like, "Dawn, you have to tell everyone." You have to tell everyone. And so I had no doubt. I'm like, "You're right." So I blogged about it. I look back at my blog today. I'm like, wow, did I write that? I mean, just the details of it, because it was so fresh. It was so fresh. And and it's so funny, as so the one side I have someone telling me, share your story, share your story.
Sure.
And of course, there's people out there that say, why are you sharing so much? They're like, aren't you embarrassed? I'm not embarrassed, because I want to save another person. I want someone to have my outcome.
Mm.
So
have you fallen in love with the mic? Because I have.
It's good. I feel like I could do more because I'm encouraged.
I'm glad you said that, because I'm gonna put you on the spot right now. I am the new president of the Philadelphia National Speakers Association chapter, and I want you to be a member.
Yes,
I want you to come join us, okay?
Definitely. I will, just because of you.
There's a question from one of our viewers, and you've spoken to this a little bit already, but can you give us a 2.0 version, make it more, I guess, so we can really see it, feel it, and hear it? The question is, how would you describe healthy living? And again, you gave us a little bit, but share it so that we can really get a sense, supersize it.
Healthy living. Whew, first, I would say you have to be intentional. You have to be intentional. And I say that because, even for myself, I say that because be intentional and know your why.
It's good.
Be intentional and know your why, as I say there, because like my son is 13 years old.
Ray J is 13?
13. He turned 13 on the 27th on Wednesday, 2 days ago. Yes. So I'm so happy to share. I have a team now. So he is my why. And my son, my husband, I don't want to leave my husband Wayne Sr. out. My why, I have my husband, my son.
Since you're talking about that,
yes,
we're going to put up a picture so people can see your husband and Ray J and you. You can continue talking. I want them to see what you're talking about. But
certainly.
You said know your why. Go ahead.
Yes, know your why. So my why is my son and my husband. People are counting on you. You may think that you're not strong. You may think that you need a little extra, but people are counting on you. They're looking at you, and you want to be here another day to be stronger, be healthier. And with that, just being healthier means drinking water, something as basic as water. I can't tell you how many times I've heard from people, and myself included. Exactly. Awesome. I have mine here too. Yes. But I can't tell you how often I hear from people, and even myself included, that say, oh, I'm not drinking that much water, so I have to keep it handy. That's the be intentional aspect of it. I have to keep water handy. So for myself, I don't drink anything else, because if I did, the water wouldn't get down as much as needed.
Wow. So you said keep moving. You said know your why, be intentional, eat the right foods.
Yes.
Would you incorporate being around purpose-driven, mindful people who believe what you believe about health?
I agree. That's very, very important. Have an accountability partner. I get up most mornings at 5 a.m. to get to the gym by 6 a.m. So whether I'm going to the gym, whether I'm riding my bike, whether I'm running or walking, I have that accountability partner. We're texting, good morning, happy Monday, happy Tuesday, happy Wednesday. So we go on. That helps the two of us. And we've expanded it. We have 3 some days, 4 some days. And I mentioned Tose, my accountability partner. He keeps me on point, because sometimes the scale goes a little up, like, uh-oh, what did I do differently? And let me tell you what I did differently. This is so, so important. When we talk about what healthy looks like, sleep. So, so important, everyone. You have to get at least, or I should say, encourage you to get at least 7 to 9 hours. I know it sounds like a lot. And you can
so for the people who say sleep is overrated, you say no.
It's not. It really isn't. And I used to be that person that burn a candle at both ends. meaning that I'm up early and I'm up late.
Yeah.
I realized that I had to pick a side. And the side I picked was I'm up early. I try my best to go to bed by 10 p.m. because it makes a difference. I'm going to get up at 5 o'clock. I need to get at least 7 hours. And so when I say that, so when the scale changes, it's normally because you didn't get your sleep you needed, you didn't drink enough water,
That's good.
you didn't eat enough vegetables, you had a little too much of quesadillas, my favorite. So that's why I was intentional about saying quesadillas.
Right.
So you may have a little too much of that favorite food. Not that you can't have it, but everything in moderation.
I love that you said that, because I weigh myself every day.
Yes.
And I work out nearly every day. And
Right.
there are some days where I see more weight. And
Yes.
I had a good day, but probably a day where I didn't drink enough water.
That's it.
Or I did something, or I had too much of something else.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Now you 26.2, you're a runner, marathoner, you're part of Black Girls Run. Before you elaborate on that, let's take a look at a brief video highlighting the significance of your group, Black Girls Run. Let's take a look.
All right.
Every run, every mile also brings them a camaraderie, a sisterhood, really, that is endless.
That's what makes Black Girls Run so special, is the sisterhood and the sense of community. And one of our mottos is no woman left behind. So we stay with everyone, no matter what your pace is, no matter what race you're running. We are a close-knit group of women.
Okay, here's proof of that. This is Lola Diggs. She turns 60 in May. She says this group helped her achieve her goal of running the Boston Marathon. Lola says members of Black Girls Run surprised her. They lined the marathon route there in Massachusetts, and some of them even joined her on that run.
They have balloons and streamers at the end and music. It was so emotional. It's like, I didn't think I could do it, but I did it. It's gotten us through the pandemic. It's gotten us through family situation. It's gotten us through our own personal issues. These women are wonderful. It's also my counseling.
Right? It's called Black Girls Run, but of course they say they have members of every race and ethnicity. All you have to do is join their Facebook page, and then it is up to you to attend a meetup. Bring your sneakers, bring your water bottle, go stretch.
So tell us about Black Girls Run.
Yes, I love it. That was such a fun day. I am a former ambassador for Black Girls Run Philadelphia, and the clip you noticed was our Delaware chapter. So I'm a former for both chapters, and I say former proudly because I passed the baton on to the young lady you mentioned, you saw in the clip, Erica Saunders and Damali and Naya. They're the three ambassadors for Delaware, and we have 3 ambassadors for Philadelphia as well. And I'm just so proud of all of them, because all the ladies involved, we didn't all start the same. Again, start where you are. I just so happen to be running. I've been a runner since middle school. I ran in middle school, high school, college, and the young ladies you saw on the page on that clip there, some ladies just started running. They came as walkers, as runners. So we come at all different levels, all different paces. And even though it's called Black Girls Run, we have walkers, we have beginners. So we encourage everyone to come out. And as a result of Black Girls Run, I'm happy to share that, I should say, as a result of being a member, and then as a result of my career as a runner, I started a company, Elite Access Running. Yes. So I do a mix of coaching. So I coach some of the ladies that come out to Black Girls Run. So I take ladies at all levels. I've coached in the middle school areas, high school, college. I enjoy it because I know I won't be a runner forever. So, and it's just good to share skills. I like to share knowledge. My son is running, so I like to encourage it because it's definitely a great life skill.
So is part of running shopping for running gear? We have a picture that appears to have you and some of your runners with running gear. Let's take a look at the picture. Let's take a look.
That's great. I love it. Yeah, we were at Lululemon and Damali, who's on the opposite end of me, she invited us out, and Damali is my fellow, again, an ambassador for a Black Girls Run, and she's an ambassador for Lululemon as well. We have a new location in Delaware and Christiana Mall. She invited us out for a shopping day, and that's great. That's one of the supporters of Black Girls Run and our chapter in Delaware. So that's definitely a fun day because you want to feel good. You want to feel comfortable. And I had a nice outfit, and it made me go out to the gym. I did a little extra.
I love it. I love it.
Yes.
You walk, you coach, you run. But I stumbled upon this picture that shows you doing something else, and you look very intentional. Let's take a look at our next photo.
Yes.
You bike.
Yes. Yes. That was one of the things as a runner, if you haven't realized, or this is something as a coach, with my coach hat and my runner hat, you want to mix it up. Because that runners, and again, that be intentional. You want to be intentional with taking care of your body, meaning that sometimes with running, it can be high impact on your knees. It could be a little more impact than needed on a daily. So you definitely want to mix it up, and mixing it up was the cycling. So some days I'm running, some days I'm cycling, other days I'm in the gym. So you want to mix it up because as I'm approaching 53 in November, I have my official countdown, my Get Healthier countdown. I'm definitely looking at ways to continue running longer. I want to be in my 60s and my 70s if possible to continue running. And the only way to do that, the best way to do that, is to take it easy on my knees.
The workouts I do are all low impact.
Yes.
From a cardio standpoint, I've had a torn meniscus, ruptured Achilles, ruptured patellar, broken ankle leg. So my physician has said, we want you to get your cardio in.
Yes.
But do more walking, do more riding. And that has really, really helped. Another thing I love about you is that when you are doing all these, you always have your tribe around you. There's always people around you that you're helping, and you're enriching the lives of others. Let's take a look at another picture of you with another tribe as you do the bike thing.
Yes.
Always.
Let me tell you, I used to think, and I still do, think that running is a special community. Cycling is amazing. I'm telling you, cycling, people ask me now, do you like cycling better than running or vice versa? I think them equally, because I'm telling you, I'm so glad you're hitting this. The community, your accountability partners, amazing. If I wasn't having a good day, if I was a little tired, I'm going to go out because I have people counting on me. If I told someone I'm cycling, that cycling picture you noticed, we did 100 miles that day.
Oh.
It was an Amish ride. It was our first 100 miles. 4 of us accomplished that 100 miles. And we did it because one person said they're doing it. The next person said, okay, I'll do it. The third person said, I'll do it because the two of you are doing it. So it's a good thing. And we didn't just jump out there either. We trained properly. So I encourage you, whatever you decide to do, please do it properly. Please take your time. You want to warm up, dynamic stretching. You want to stretch, static stretching. And that's the coaching side of me that helps me coach myself, coach my son, and coach others. You want to do it healthy. Yes, you want to eat healthy, but you want to definitely treat your body healthy too.
How can I become one of your proteges so you can coach me?
Come on, anytime you're ready. And walking is a good start, definitely.
I'm gonna take
for myself. Yes, definitely. I encourage it.
We're talking about the theme of tribe, and I wish when I started my career as a speaker, I wish I had a larger tribe. I thought that I'm talented, I'm going to get the opportunities right away, and it didn't happen.
Right.
But I'm going to show you a picture of another tribe and tell me the role they played in your life then. Old school Delta Sigma in the house.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful. Ooh, he's right. Tear jerkers here. Those are my sorority sisters.
Yeah.
That was spring 1991.
Ooh. Ooh.
Oh boy, that was beautiful. Delaware State, now university, then college. Yes, that's my tribe. We've been together for 30 plus years.
And you were running back then, because you said you ran in middle school, you ran in high
Yes.
school, you ran in college. So, wow.
Yes, I got a scholarship to Delaware State College. Yes, I had a scholarship there. So that's how I got to college, through running.
When did this love affair of being healthy or being a runner, what motivated? What was the inspiration? Why did you start?
Wow, great question. My cousins ran. I ran for my church, Mount Carmel Baptist Church in Philadelphia. And as I share that, it's definitely a testament to family. My family, my cousins, they were running. So I wanted to do what my cousins were doing. And it's also a testament to your church community. As you're growing up, you look at young people. How can you encourage and inspire young people? My coach at the time, Mr. Antrim, he was our coach that back then, Mr. Antrim, and Mr. Austin, Mrs. Austin. I had an amazing church family as well. My church family, my family, my blood family, and it was amazing just to get my start that way. And my women of wellness.
Yes.
As you can imagine, as you see, I have so many. I love it. And these ladies here, talking about the American Heart Association, and you asked me a question early on.
Yes.
So I contacted the American Heart Association because when my heart story, I felt that I had a story. And I initially contacted the American Heart Association for Kendra the year before, because she wanted to get out and do some speaking and volunteering. Little did I know, a year later, that I would be calling for myself.
Wow.
And yes, and then I became a woman of impact last year. And that was because of with the help of my women of wellness, because the woman of impact is someone that encourages people in the community to be heart healthy. And my women of wellness, they helped me by spreading the word. All of them spread the word. All of us worked out together, virtually, in person. We ate healthier. We did research. We shared. So that was amazing.
Are the women in this picture a part of your women in wellness? Let's take a look at the next picture.
Definitely. Yes.
And the next one, the next picture, let's take a look.
Certainly. That was funny. I was actually at an event with my photographer friend, Laura Elam. She's part of the Philadelphia Association of Black Journalists. So Laura was with us. We were taking pictures. We were actually at an event for the Heart Association. We met a young man that invited us out for his event. And so we were meeting people that day. Yes. So we try to encourage people wherever we go to be heart healthy, be healthy overall.
Dawn, there are a lot of people who start a new routine, working out, getting up early, being healthy, jogging. They start it, but after a period of time, they fall off the wagon. They stop for whatever reason. During your journey to health, heart, wellness, running, cycling, at any point, was there a time when you wanted to stop, when you wanted to quit? And if it was, what got you back on, or what helped you stay the course?
Yes. Yes, and I did. A quick part of my story in terms of lifestyle changes. That's really key, lifestyle changes. So after running in college, I did fall off. Somehow life happened. And it's funny, I can laugh at it today because people were saying back growing up through high school and everything, as a runner, people were like, when you stop running, you're going to gain weight. And I did. I really did because so as I talk about being an athlete, athletes don't always eat well. To be fair.
We don't.
Yeah. We move a lot and we can burn the calories off. But one of the things I learned as I got older, that I was eating as much as I was running. That's real talk. And so after college, I actually stopped running, and my husband actually got me back to running because we met in high school.
No.
Yeah, we
William
met in high
Penn, you
school.
both went to William Penn?
We did. Wayne was 2 years ahead of me, and he was a runner as well. So he helped me.
That senior saw that sophomore.
Funny enough, I was actually a freshman when he was a junior.
Okay.
Funny enough, but we didn't date back then. Yes, I was so busy running. But yeah, so during the time I was dating Wayne, we started working out together. And so in terms of lifestyle changes, I had a major lifestyle change in 2014. And again, a testament to just moving. I know for a fact, if I didn't change my lifestyle in 2014, I would not be here today. When I talk about changing my lifestyle, that's when I met Tose, the trainer. So Tose is a nutritionist and a trainer. A good friend of mine, Tanisha. We talk about my different circles, my accountability partners. I met Tanisha through Black Girls Run. And Tanisha told me about her trainer, Tose. I said, okay, I'm going to meet him. Because I knew that what I was doing wasn't working. And so what I did, I just totally went cold turkey. Even though I tell people it's not for everyone, but I went cold turkey, meaning that I did everything that Tose told me to do. I drank water. I would drink water before breakfast, after breakfast. I drank 16 ounces, like 6 bottles of water throughout the day. I had breakfast, snack, lunch, snack, dinner. I'm telling you, it works. Having a routine works. And I know that because I came off of it a little bit recently. I'm like, let me go back. And so again, that having that person around you, the positivity partner, makes a difference. When you have that person that's saying, yes, Dawn, get that water. Oh, no, Dawn's not going to eat that. I have people reminding me. If I want to come off the wagon, my friends are reminding me, oh, no, Dawn can't have that extra quesadilla. Oh, no, she doesn't have bread at dinner. I'm telling you, it's amazing when you surround yourself with positive people that watch you and that want to encourage you to grow and be healthy. My word is amazing. It's amazing. It's beautiful. It's just God-given, God-driven, but you have to be accountable for yourself. You have to be accountable, have your accountability partners, because what happens if you fall off the wagon, get back on. Get back on. Get back on. If God did it before for you, he'll do it again. He'll do it again.
I believe in this quote. It's grammatically incorrect, but it's compelling. The quote is, they become who you be. They become who you be. So right now, who is Ray J becoming? He's watching his mom work out, be athletic, help others, coach, and he's 13 now.
Yes.
Who is he becoming based on having watched you and Wayne?
Yes. He's definitely a good balance between the two of us. So I say that because we do want him to have a childhood as well. Right. Meaning that his birthday was, I said, 2 days ago. So we got him his cupcake cake. We want to make sure that he has his snacks, but definitely in moderation, because just like a kid, he'll eat the sweets. But we definitely have to remind him that we definitely have to balance it. Drinking your water, having some vegetables. I feel like we're showing a good example because sometimes kids want to stay on the computer and all the different devices. But he knows that, like I said, okay, if you're not running track today, you're going to play one of those sports. So he's now about to play football. It's funny because I didn't let him play football until just now. So it's kind of funny because all the middle schoolers have played football and he's being introduced to it. So my thing is, if you're going to be good, you're going to be good. Yeah. So they want him to be wide receiver. Yes. That's an important position, right?
Yes.
He's fast.
Of course.
Yes. So I'm proud. I'm definitely proud of him.
Dawn, outside of your circle and your tribe, talk to us about a hero or a shero, someone you have looked up to, someone you've watched, someone you have admired, someone who has played a role in you becoming the person you are today.
Wow, that's definitely timely because I was trying to get a segue here. My mother, my mother, she was the first person that told me that I can. Is no such thing as can't. So I definitely learned that early on. As I get emotional, it's so funny hearing her as she sees me talk and knowing that I had a conversation with you today. She's like, "Oh my gosh, I knew it. Like, when are you gonna write that book?"
Yes, I'm on you now.
She sounds just like you.
To join the association of speakers and to write that book.
Yes.
I'll be your accountability partner for that.
Definitely. She sounds just like you. Just like you. So between you and my mother, yeah, in terms of the book and just getting out there speaking more. So she told me early on, it's no such thing as can't. So I've always knew that I can, despite the odds, I can. And I never thought, sometimes you hear people say, why me? I never had that enter my mind of why me. I'm like, why not me?
Exactly.
Why not me? Yes.
Exactly. You are a living testament to the power of belief, mindset, purposefulness, intention. What's next for you? Aside of, put the book on the side and joining NSA, what's next for you?
Yes.
And also people wanted to learn more about the organization. I believe it's called the Elite Access Running. How can they reach you? So what's next for you, and how can they learn more about your organization?
Definitely. Well, I feel like I'm always reinventing. I'm always looking at what's next. And I wear a number of hats. I've been a professor. I didn't mention that. I've been a professor. I'm a longtime coach. And once a professor, always a professor. I've been a journalist. Once a journalist, always a journalist. So I'm always working at those angles. And Temple University, I didn't mention. Your alma mater. I'm blessed to say that I work at Temple. I'm in the College of Education and Human Development, and I work in PR with the college. I handle special events. I work with the team, public relations, community affairs. So I say that to say that I just believe in embracing all my talents because I feel like God gave me this. So so everything I shared, I'm using my journalist hat. I'm using my sports hat. Wow. So as a runner, as a journalist, as a PR practitioner, and working at the college is a full circle moment for me. Because early on, I did a lot of work with Congressman Fattah, Senator Vincent Hughes, as it related to their colleges, the college aspect, Tom Butler, all those names are people that believe in education. So I truly believe in education in the classroom, going back to further education in terms of elite access and just myself, Dawn Angelique Roberts. I'm on social media. You can find me by my whole name on Facebook, on Twitter, Run PR Dawn, on Twitter, on IG, as the young people say, Instagram. So you can definitely find me with my name, my company name, my website, Dawn at DawnARoberts.com. So the in terms of being next, it's endless because I'm definitely all about incorporating everything that I do to help the next person. So I'm looking at encouraging others to do, I guess another answer, I want everyone has gifts and talents. And I haven't always known that. So I never forget in Bible study, I want to say Minister, gosh, his name is escaping me right now, but he knows who he is. One of my ministers at Mount Carmel, he had a sermon during Bible study. He talked about is gifts and talents, that God gives everyone gifts and talents. And at that time, I didn't know what my gifts and my talents were. So I want other people to know and embrace their gifts and talents. Basically, what do you enjoy doing? You know, what do you enjoy doing? What gives you passion? What wakes you up each morning? And you heard this term before. What would you do for free?
I love it. Now, see, you're moving into the very last segment.
Yes.
Show, and we do this every show at the very end because I speak for a living.
Yes.
I ask my guests to give us a motivational keynote.
Yes.
And 30 seconds. 30 seconds with you looking into that camera, even coming closer, taking that mic and giving us 15 to 30 seconds of encouragement, inspiration about what you've already said, about something else, about running, about living, about being healthy. Your call. Let me mic check, mic check. Ladies and gentlemen, the next voice you will hear will be that of the Dawn Angelique Roberts as she shares her mini keynote. Dawn?
Yes. Good day, everyone. I just want to stop by to encourage you to know your body, know your family history, know your numbers, and most importantly, advocate for yourself. I'm here today because I advocated.
Mic drop. What? Dawn, to say it was a pleasure and an honor and a blessing for you to be here today would be an understatement. You are doing the darn thing. You are living your life out loud, and you are helping people live their life healthier and out loud.
Yes.
Thank you for appearing on the Dr. James Show. We look forward to seeing more from you. We do a segment called Alumni Love. So we follow our alumni, and when they do something spectacular, we go bring them back and have them share with the audience what they're doing now.
Thank you. Thank you so much for this opportunity. It's been truly a pleasure and a blessing to be here with you. Thank you.
And for you, that's right, I'm talking to you. No more fast food. No more staying up late. Stand up more. And as Dawn said, move, move, move. I want to see you move it, move it, move it. It's time for us to be in the best shape, get in the best shape. And you have an expert who joined us today to help you with that. I always say we make sure you have an informational and transformational moment when you're here with us. You've just been gym packed. See you soon.